Archangel Michael warns, a family member was pretending to love you. Their real face just came out, don't skip. My beloved child, Archangel Michael has stepped forward. Archangel Michael warns, a family member was pretending to love you. Their real face just came out, don't skip. Gently, because something you always felt in your soul has finally been confirmed. Someone within your own bloodline was never truly standing beside you, they were studying your every move, waiting for the perfect moment to benefit from your vulnerability. This wasn't accidental, this wasn't misunderstanding, this was deliberate, well-planned, rehearsed affection disguised as loyalty. They smiled while collecting information, they hugged you while calculating outcomes, and they pretended to love you only because they believed you would never question their intentions. But now, their carefully stitched mask just slipped, and the truth is far louder than their rehearsed apologies. But listen closely, because the twist will shock you. This betrayal was not revealed through rumors, arguments, or accidental discoveries. It came through a divine intervention, a sudden energetic shift, a moment where Archangel Michael placed clarity in your path so boldly that ignoring it would be impossible. Someone you trusted with your secrets reacted with jealousy instead of celebration, irritation instead of concern, competition instead of compassion. The tone changed, the eyes shifted, and the energy around them became heavy, tense, and strangely threatened by your growth. And now, the universe has confirmed what your intuition whispered for years: they were never rooting for you, they were rooting for your downfall. Even more unsettling, this person wasn't distant family or someone you barely interacted with. No, they were the one you defended to others, the one you protected when no one else believed in them, the one you loved without limits, thinking love was enough to transform them. You supported them during their storms, offered shelter when they had none, and trusted them with corners of your life you never revealed to outsiders. But instead of gratitude, they responded with entitlement. Instead of loyalty, they offered imitation. Instead of love, they used manipulation. And now, as your blessings begin aligning, they fear losing access to the benefits your presence provided. What they never expected, however, is that you would evolve spiritually. Your energy has strengthened, your discernment has sharpened, and your soul no longer tolerates disguised intentions. Archangel Michael has been watching the silent battles behind closed doors. The subtle disrespect, the backhanded compliments, the selective affection that only appeared when they needed something. He saw how you kept giving chances, believing love could heal deception, and how you blamed yourself for their distance. But today marks a divine turning point, because the truth they tried to bury has resurfaced, undeniable, unshakable, irreversible. Their real face is out, and nothing can force it back into hiding. And now, a major shift is unfolding. Their access to your energy is being revoked, their influence is dissolving, and everything they silently wished against you is returning to them multiplied. Archangel Michael is not exposing this truth to break your heart, but to protect it, to free you, to prepare you for a life where authenticity surrounds you instead of performance. You are no longer the version of yourself who ignores red flags, who silences intuition, who accepts pain just to keep peace. Your story is transforming, and this betrayal is not the ending, it's the doorway to relationships built on real love, real loyalty, and real intention. Stay alert, because what comes next will prove why this revelation had to happen now. Something unbelievable is unfolding behind the scenes. After their mask slipped, this family member didn't apologize, reflect, or distance themselves quietly. Instead, they panicked, because exposure was never part of their script. They were comfortable pretending, confident you would always remain unaware, convinced your heart would forever give them the benefit of the doubt. But now, they're scrambling, changing their tone, rewriting conversations, and trying to convince others that you are suddenly the problem. This isn't random, it's a defense mechanism triggered by fear, guilt, and the loss of control they once had over your emotional world. Little do they know, Archangel Michael has already placed spiritual protection between you and their intentions, creating an energetic barrier so strong that their subtle manipulation no longer affects your spirit. They tried to plant doubts about your future, distort your self-worth, and make you believe you needed them, but the universe has reversed the power dynamic completely. Suddenly, they're the ones feeling insecure, powerless, and exposed, because your glow is no longer dimmed by their shadow. Your energy speaks louder than their clever words now, and that shift alone has terrified them. What's even more shocking is that the people who once blindly believed this person are beginning to notice patterns. The way they speak about you changes depending on who's listening, the way their smiles never reach their eyes, the way they pretend to care only when there's something to gain. Family members, friends, even outsiders are connecting dots, and the illusion they maintained for years is dissolving. The room that once applauded them now studies them, and their carefully curated image is cracking under the weight of undeniable truth. They wanted attention, validation, and control. But what they're receiving now is suspicion. Meanwhile, destiny is shifting in your favor in a way they never predicted. Opportunities are appearing, financial doors are opening, long-awaited blessings are aligning, and your peace is returning stronger than ever. This rise isn't coincidence, it's divine timing. Archangel Michael removed them from your path so that nothing could interfere with what rightfully belongs to you. Your heart finally recognizes that love without loyalty is not love, and family without honesty is simply a title, not a bond. The universe didn't expose them to break you, it exposed them because you're entering a chapter where only genuine souls can follow. And now, prepare yourself, because the biggest revelation is still on the way, the moment when this person realizes you no longer need their approval, attention, or affection. That realization will shatter their ego more than any confrontation ever could. Your silence, your distance, your healing, and your elevation will echo louder than any revenge. This story is shifting in your favor, and what once hurt you will soon empower you. Stay present, stay grounded, because everything that was hidden is about to reveal why your spirit was chosen to rise beyond betrayal. My beloved child, something deeper is being revealed. Archangel Michael shows that this family member wasn't just pretending to love you for emotional benefit, they were strategically collecting information about your dreams, finances, relationships, and future plans, not to support you, but to compete with you. Every time you shared your excitement, they quietly felt threatened. Every time you trusted them, they silently calculated how to stay one step ahead. Your victories didn't inspire them. They irritated them, because they couldn't control your growth anymore. And now that truth is unfolding like a lightning strike. What's even more shocking is how long they rehearsed this performance. They mirrored your expressions, copied your kindness, repeated your words, all to appear trustworthy, relatable, harmless. They wanted you to believe they were your safe place, your emotional anchor, your biggest supporter. But behind closed doors, they compared themselves obsessively, stalking your progress, resenting your resilience, and secretly praying that life would humble you. Their love was conditional, their loyalty was temporary, and their presence was a strategy, not a bond. Suddenly, the universe began stripping away their disguises, tone slips, accidental arrogance, unexpected irritation, unexplained distance, conversations that once felt warm now carrying cold undertones. You didn't imagine that shift, your spirit recognized the danger before your mind could process it. Archangel Michael placed signs in your path, synchronicities that forced you to pause, to rethink, to step back, to observe without speaking. And once you stopped giving them emotional access, their panic became obvious, because control was always their real desire, not connection. Now the tables have turned in a way they never expected. You're not chasing clarity, you're not seeking apologies, you're not begging for explanations. Instead, you're choosing peace over proximity, self-respect over tradition, and spiritual protection over forced family roles. That terrifies them more than exposure itself, because they relied on you believing that blood automatically means loyalty. But your soul has awakened to a truth many never reach: you are allowed to walk away from anyone who benefits from your pain more than your healing. And here's the twist they never saw coming: the universe is preparing to reward your strength publicly. Blessings that were delayed are arriving rapidly, opportunities that once felt distant are suddenly within reach, and support from unexpected places is aligning effortlessly. This chapter isn't about confrontation, it's about elevation. Their betrayal didn't break you, it redirected you. Their deception didn't weaken your heart, it sharpened your intuition. And now, Archangel Michael stands guard, ensuring that only those with genuine love are allowed to follow you into your next season. Stay ready, the shift has only just begun. A sudden energetic shift has begun. Archangel Michael shows that life is about to reveal the truth to others in a way no one can deny anymore. Conversations are happening without your presence, silent observers are speaking up, and people who once stayed neutral are finally acknowledging what you endured. The storyline is no longer controlled by the one who betrayed you, because the universe has taken the narrative out of their hands. Their charm, excuses, and emotional theatrics are losing power rapidly, and now every mask they wear cracks faster than they can replace it. What they never expected was your evolution. Instead of reacting, you chose silence. Instead of defending yourself, you chose distance. Instead of proving your worth, you allowed your energy to speak. And that single decision changed everything. Your calmness exposed them louder than any confrontation ever could. They don't understand how you're glowing without their support, rising without their validation, or moving forward without their presence. The truth is simple, you were never dependent on them, they were dependent on the access they had to you. Now their fear is transforming into desperation. They're replaying old conversations, rereading old messages, and realizing just how much of your heart they misused. They miss the version of you that trusted blindly, forgave easily, and expected nothing in return. But that version no longer exists, because the betrayal awakened strength, clarity, and self-respect they never imagined you'd develop. Their biggest shock isn't that you found out, it's that you walked away without looking back. Meanwhile, Archangel Michael is guiding you toward a future filled with souls who celebrate your growth instead of competing with it, who protect your heart instead of testing it, who show love without keeping score. New connections, supportive relationships, and aligned opportunities are already forming at the edges of your reality. You're stepping into a timeline where loyalty isn't conditional, love isn't weaponized, and family isn't defined by shared blood but by shared integrity. But here comes the most powerful twist: the universe is preparing to return everything you lost, multiplied. Your peace will be louder than their resentment. Your success will be greater than their expectations. Your healing will be the justice destiny delivers. And the same people who silently doubted you will soon witness why Archangel Michael removed the pretenders from your life. Stay steady, because the breakthrough you've been waiting for is already making its way toward you. My beloved child, Archangel Michael reveals that the universe is now shifting the spotlight, not onto their betrayal, but onto your transformation. You are no longer defined by what they hid from you, what they took from you, or what they pretended to give. You are being defined by the strength you showed when the truth surfaced, by the grace you carried when the mask fell, and by the dignity you maintained when your heart could have chosen revenge. Your energy has matured, your boundaries have solidified, and your spirit has become untouchable. That is why the universe is rearranging everything around you, because your soul is no longer willing to shrink for anyone. Behind closed doors, this family member is feeling a discomfort they never prepared for. They thought you would question yourself, collapse emotionally, or try to win their affection again. Instead, you're glowing, aligning, expanding. You're investing in your peace, protecting your future, and reclaiming the parts of yourself you once gave away too freely. And now, the absence of your love, support, and presence is echoing through their life, louder than any truth ever could. They're realizing that pretending to love you had consequences, they lost access to someone who loved genuinely. Archangel Michael shows that destiny has already begun placing opportunities in your path that were once blocked by this person's energy. Doors that previously remained closed are unlocking effortlessly. People with pure intentions are being drawn to you, mentors, supporters, soul-aligned connections who see your worth clearly. The universe waited for you to release the wrong people before sending the right ones. That is why everything suddenly feels lighter, clearer, and more aligned. Your blessings were never delayed, they were protected until you were ready to receive them from a place of self-respect. What's coming next is powerful. Your success, healing, and elevation will force this person to confront themselves. Not because you want revenge, but because growth has a way of exposing where others chose to remain stagnant. They will see you thriving, smiling, building, and being loved by people who value you without conditions. And in that moment, they will realize the truth they always feared: you never needed them to shine. Your light came from within, not from their approval. Their biggest punishment is understanding they misjudged the very soul that once prayed for their happiness. So breathe deeply, because this chapter was never meant to end in pain, it was meant to free you. Archangel Michael is clearing your path, protecting your peace, and preparing your spirit for the life you were always meant to live, one where authenticity replaces performance, where loyalty replaces obligation, and where love finally feels safe. The universe didn't expose their intentions to hurt you, it exposed them to liberate you. And now, every step you take forward will remind you why the truth had to come out when it did. My beloved child, Archangel Michael now shows the final layer of this revelation, the moment when destiny steps in and balances every silent injustice you carried alone. The universe has kept records of every time you cried in confusion, every time you questioned your worth because of their emotional games, every time you blamed yourself for their distance. But now, the karmic wheel has turned, and they are being confronted with the truth you once begged them to acknowledge. That real love cannot be faked, borrowed, or mimicked forever. Time has exposed what your heart could never prove before. A stunning shift is already unfolding. People who once dismissed your intuition are now coming to you privately, admitting they noticed something was off, but didn't know how to speak up. These individuals are not approaching you out of pity, they're approaching because the truth has become undeniable. They've witnessed the contrast between your quiet strength and that person's growing desperation. They've seen how your energy brings peace, while theirs brings tension. And now, the narrative they spent years controlling is slipping through their fingers faster than they can catch it. Even more powerful, Archangel Michael reveals that your ancestors, spirit guides, and divine protectors have stepped forward to guide you into a life where you never have to second-guess loyalty again. They removed the pretender not because you were weak, but because you were finally strong enough to walk away. This is why you feel lighter, calmer, more focused. The emotional weight they placed on you has been lifted. You're no longer emotionally responsible for someone who never intended to protect your heart. Your soul is being reintroduced to peace, and it feels like coming home. Meanwhile, the one who betrayed you is being forced to sit with their reflection. Without distractions, without excuses, without anyone left to manipulate. Their world feels smaller now, not because they lack resources, but because they no longer have your love to inflate it. They're experiencing the very emptiness they once projected onto you. And as you rise, they will finally understand that what they lost was not just a relationship, but a sanctuary, a blessing, a soul sent to love them without conditions. That realization will follow them longer than any confrontation ever could. But here is the divine twist: the universe is guiding you toward a chapter filled with emotional safety, soul-aligned connections, and opportunities so expansive that this betrayal will feel like a necessary doorway rather than a wound. You are not stepping into a future defined by fear, you're stepping into one built on clarity, intuition, and self-respect. Archangel Michael didn't reveal this to leave you broken. He revealed it so you could finally rise without weights disguised as family. Your story is shifting, your spirit is ascending, and the life that once felt distant is now racing toward you. Without warning, a new chapter is forming around you, one so divinely orchestrated that even the betrayal you faced will soon feel like a spiritual upgrade. Archangel Michael shows that the universe didn't just remove this person from your path, it rerouted your destiny entirely. The road ahead is clearer, lighter, and protected in ways you've never experienced before. You're no longer walking with uncertainty, carrying emotional debts, or questioning whether someone secretly hopes for your downfall. Every step you take now is guided, intentional, and aligned with a future where your heart finally feels safe. What this family member doesn't realize is that your silence was not weakness, it was preparation. While they tried to rebuild their image and rewrite the story, you were rebuilding your life. You were healing wounds they never acknowledged, reclaiming pieces of yourself you once handed away, and discovering strength that existed beneath every heartbreak. The universe watched you rise without clapping, grow without applause, and survive without support, and now it's ready to reward the resilience you didn't even know you had. Your breakthrough isn't coming quietly. It's arriving like a divine announcement. Even more astonishing, someone new is stepping into your life, someone spiritually aligned, emotionally mature, and genuinely invested in your well-being. This person will see you clearly, value you deeply, and protect you effortlessly without needing to perform or pretend. They will cherish the parts of you that others overlooked, and they will never feel threatened by your growth. Archangel Michael confirms that the universe removed the counterfeit so the authentic could enter. Your heart is being guided toward connections that match the love you give, not the tolerance you once offered. Meanwhile, the one who pretended to love you is beginning to realize the depth of what they lost. They're noticing that conversations feel emptier, celebrations feel forced, and life feels unusually quiet without your presence grounding them. Their world hasn't fallen apart. It just no longer has access to the warmth you once provided freely. And for the first time, they're understanding that loyalty is not guaranteed just because you share blood, it's earned through consistency, compassion, and truth. That realization is becoming their greatest teacher. So stand tall, because this isn't the end of your story, it's the reveal. The universe is placing you in rooms where your name will be spoken with admiration, not envy. Doors you once knocked on will now open without effort. Peace will replace chaos, abundance will replace worry, and genuine love will replace betrayal. Archangel Michael didn't expose the truth to hurt you, he exposed it so your soul could finally rise without carrying anyone who was never meant to go with you. Your future is not just protected, it's destined. A sudden wave of clarity is arriving, and it's changing everything. Archangel Michael reveals that your soul is no longer attracted to chaos, manipulation, or emotional performance. You're becoming spiritually allergic to anything that drains, deceives, or disguises itself as love. Your intuition is louder, your boundaries are firmer, and your energy now rejects what once wounded you. This shift isn't subtle, it's powerful, undeniable, and divinely timed. The universe is removing every person, habit, and environment that once benefited from your silence. The most shocking part is what's happening within them now. That family member who pretended to love you is suddenly overwhelmed by a fear they never thought they'd experience, the fear of being forgotten. They assumed you would always leave space for them, always return, always feel obligated by blood or history. But destiny has rewritten your emotional contract. You no longer carry the guilt they weaponized, the loyalty they exploited, or the responsibility they never earned. Your heart has outgrown them, and that truth is chasing them relentlessly. Meanwhile, the universe is preparing a moment where your blessings become visible, not as revenge, but as divine confirmation. People who once underestimated you will watch you walk into opportunities that were always meant for you, success that can't be sabotaged, connections that can't be influenced, peace that can't be interrupted. Archangel Michael is aligning you with souls who recognize your worth without needing proof, explanations, or struggle. You are entering a chapter where love doesn't feel like a transaction, it feels like home. Even more extraordinary, your emotional intelligence has become your greatest defense. You now notice energy shifts instantly, decode hidden intentions effortlessly, and trust your inner voice over anyone's performance. What once confused you now makes perfect sense. The universe didn't expose this person to break your faith in family, it exposed them to strengthen your faith in yourself. You finally understand that not everyone who hugs you wishes you well, and not everyone who shares your last name shares your heart. So breathe, because you're not just moving forward, you're evolving beyond everything that once limited you. Archangel Michael has cleared your path, fortified your spirit, and surrounded your journey with protection so strong that no hidden agenda can interfere. The betrayal that once felt devastating will soon feel irrelevant, because your destiny doesn't depend on the ones who left, it depends on the strength of the one who stayed, you. The universe is not just preparing a new chapter, it's preparing a new life, and you're finally ready to receive it. My beloved child, Archangel Michael now shows that the universe is preparing a full circle moment, one where everything you couldn't explain before will finally make sense. The unanswered questions, the strange tension, the sudden shifts in energy, the subtle betrayal you felt but couldn't prove, all of it was divine preparation. You were never meant to stay where your spirit felt unsafe, unseen, or unappreciated. You were being guided toward a future where love isn't performed, but lived. And now, that future is closer than ever, waiting for you to step fully into it without looking back. In the quiet hours, the one who pretended to love you is starting to feel the consequences of their choices. Not through punishment, but through realization. They're remembering your kindness, replaying your sacrifices, and recognizing the sincerity you offered so effortlessly. Their life isn't falling apart. It's simply returning to its original shape, without the emotional foundation your presence once provided. They thought they had time, control, and access forever, but destiny has proven that losing someone genuine is not an inconvenience, it's a life-altering experience. Archangel Michael reveals that your energy has become magnetic, opportunities, blessings, and aligned souls are being pulled toward you like never before. You're no longer forcing connections, chasing clarity, or proving your worth. Life is beginning to respond to your healed vibration. Suddenly, things that were once delayed are accelerating, doors that remained closed are swinging open, and dreams you once whispered quietly are becoming louder, brighter, and more attainable. This isn't luck, it's divine timing finally catching up to your spirit. Meanwhile, people around you are noticing the transformation. Your glow, your peace, your confidence, your silence. They can sense that something sacred has shifted within you. You're not emotionally available for drama anymore, not willing to tolerate disguised loyalty, not interested in maintaining relationships out of habit or obligation. Your heart now demands authenticity, respect, and consistency. And because of that, the universe is elevating you into spaces where your soul feels honored, not drained. You are learning that walking away is not loss. It is liberation. So stand grounded in your new reality, because the story no longer revolves around betrayal, it revolves around rebirth. The universe removed what was misaligned so your path could become unmistakably clear. Archangel Michael is guiding you into a life where you are protected, valued, celebrated, and loved without conditions. The chapter that once hurt you is becoming the chapter that transforms you. Your journey is not just continuing, it's ascending, and nothing, or no one, can stop what was written for you. My beloved child, Archangel Michael is now revealing the most astonishing truth of all: the betrayal you survived wasn't meant to destroy you, it was meant to expose the spiritual power you carry. The universe watched you love with purity, give without expecting, forgive without hesitation, and still choose compassion even when your heart was shattered. That level of grace is rare, and it terrified the one who pretended to love you. They thought breaking your trust would break your spirit, but instead, it awakened the divine warrior sleeping inside you. Your soul has risen beyond the reach of their intentions. What they never understood is that the universe doesn't abandon the innocent, it protects them, even when silence feels like punishment. While they were busy crafting stories, shifting blame, and maintaining their mask, destiny was quietly rearranging your life for something greater. Your spirit guides removed obstacles, redirected relationships, and blocked paths that would have delayed your evolution. You weren't losing people, you were losing limitations. And now, you're walking into a reality where only those with pure hearts are allowed access to yours. And here's the twist that leaves even angels in awe: your blessings are arriving faster than their regrets. New relationships are forming, opportunities are unfolding, and abundance is flowing toward you with unstoppable momentum. The universe is placing you in environments where your presence isn't tolerated, it's celebrated. You're no longer the overlooked one, the underestimated one, the emotionally responsible one. You are becoming the chosen one in your own story, and the world is finally catching up to the truth your soul always knew. Meanwhile, the person who betrayed you is experiencing a quiet revelation: your absence has become the loudest sound in their life. The emptiness they feel isn't loneliness, it's accountability. They're realizing they didn't just lose a relative or a connection, they lost someone chosen by the universe, someone who loved without performance, someone their life may never receive again. And that understanding will follow them long after the conversations fade, the excuses dissolve, and the audience disappears. So step forward without fear, because this story no longer belongs to betrayal, it belongs to destiny. Archangel Michael is clearing your path, expanding your blessings, and surrounding your journey with protection so powerful that no hidden agenda, no jealous energy, and no familiar face pretending loyalty can interfere again. Your life is entering a season where love is real, support is consistent, success is undeniable, and peace is permanent. The universe didn't just close a chapter, it crowned you with a new beginning, and this time, everything is aligned in your favor. My beloved child, Archangel Michael reveals that you are entering a phase where the universe no longer needs to prove anything to you, now it will show you. The blessings that were once whispered in dreams are becoming physical, visible, undeniable. This transformation isn't accidental, it's earned through every silent battle you survived. Your energy has upgraded, your frequency has elevated, and life is responding accordingly. You're stepping into a reality where peace isn't something you chase, it's something that naturally surrounds you. The betrayal that once shook your foundation has now built your throne. What's unfolding next is almost poetic. The individuals who once questioned your strength, doubted your intuition, or dismissed your emotional intelligence will soon witness the very things they underestimated become your greatest assets. They'll see you walking confidently into opportunities they never imagined you would reach. They'll see connections gathering around you, people who treat you with respect, admiration, and genuine love. Your presence will shift rooms, not because you're trying, but because your spirit now carries a frequency that cannot be ignored, dimmed, or replicated. Meanwhile, the one who pretended to love you is feeling a spiritual distance they can't explain. They scroll through memories, replay conversations, and search for the version of you who used to care unconditionally, but that version evolved. You're no longer emotionally available to those who only valued you when it benefited them. You've closed the door without slamming it, walked away without announcing it, and healed without seeking validation. And that calm departure has become the loudest truth they've ever faced. Your boundary is the closure they never expected. Archangel Michael is guiding you toward a destiny where your story inspires others, not because of what hurt you, but because of how gracefully you rose above it. Your healing journey will attract souls who recognize your strength, who see your heart clearly, and who value your presence because they understand the rarity of your spirit. You're entering connections rooted in mutual respect, emotional maturity, and unconditional sincerity. The universe isn't sending replacements, it's sending upgrades. This time, your heart will not have to fight to be understood. So breathe deeply, because life is about to confirm everything your intuition tried to tell you long before the truth was visible. You didn't lose family, you lost unearned access. You didn't lose love, you lost performance. You didn't lose stability, you lost emotional theft. What remains is pure, aligned, protected, and divinely chosen. Archangel Michael stands firmly behind you, ensuring that the next chapter of your journey isn't shadowed by betrayal, but illuminated by blessings so powerful even your past will bow to your future.